Well, Draymond Green and Jordan Poole reportedly had a little bit of a squabble at Golden State Warriors practice. According to The Athletic and Yahoo, Chris Haynes, who both were reporting on this story, apparently the incident stemmed from Jordan Poole's apparent change in behavior as he is about to secure a lucrative deal, most likely from the Warriors. Apparently, he has been changing. There has been some back and forth between Draymond and Jordan Poole in the past. Apparently, they're not the best of friends, but they make it work for that Golden State Warriors regime. And it got to the point that yesterday at practice, Draymond did throw a punch in the direction of Jordan Poole. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it landed, if it hurt Jordan at all, but that's where practice pretty much came to a halt. And Draymond's likely facing some type of punishment, if a fine, maybe even a suspension for his involvement in the actions. Now, apparently, the Warriors as a team were more on Dre's side than Jordan's side. It's a known thing that Jordan Poole has begun to change. I mean, he's a youngin'. He's just won a championship. He's about to get paid. He's also a scorer. I always feel like the scorer's got a little more ego. But here we are. Right before the season begins, your defending champs got a little bit of drama inside of their team. So I am a person that, I'm not going to use the term likes to fight, but I fought a lot when I was growing up, all right? I had to fight for mine. I got tested a lot. I got made fun of a lot. I got joked on a lot of middle school, beginning of high school fights for your boy. I've had a couple squabbles since then, but most of my fights happened in middle school. I lost a lot of them, and in high school as well, I won a couple of them, all right? So I am a person that's not against fighting. I just hate seeing people kill each other. That's my thing. I don't want to go sick here, but that is who I am as a person. It's FERRO talking. I don't like seeing people kill each other for stupid stuff. But every now and then, I do believe that jaw could get checked. Me and my partners, we grew up, we play basketball, we fight. And we love each other dearly. We're brothers to this day. But we would squabble. Like, you get mad enough, your egos get involved. People would check that jaw. This is what I think happens all around the world when people play sports. Draymond is looked at as the enforcer of that Golden State Warriors team. If he believes something to be wrong in the energy, first off, you got two consistents in Steph and Clay. They have seemingly found themselves at an early age. Both of their fathers played in the NBA. They seemingly are just steady, right? So they don't change their personalities year to year. A guy like Jordan Poole, a young fella about to get paid, again, a really good basketball player that's still probably trying to find himself as a man. He's almost 10 years, maybe probably close to 10 years younger than Dre. Think about it from that perspective. Like, sometimes young people get in their own head, the social media era that we live in, egos. I'm not surprised. Here's the reality of the situation, though. Draymond Green's contract is up in about 2 seasons' time, this year, and then he's got next year. Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors contract negotiations, to me, will be one of the most interesting and talked about in NBA history. Reportedly, Draymond wants another max deal, but he's in his close to mid-30s at this point in his career. His best days as a player, I believe, to be behind him. At this point, he barely shoots. Still a phenomenal playmaker, phenomenal feel for the game of basketball. But, I mean, you're really asking yourself, like, how much can you pay a guy that refuses to shoot the rock at this point? Still a good defender. I wouldn't say great defender, but definitely a good defender that can literally guard 1 through 5. So give the brother credit. He plays hard. But again, a guy for a team that loves shooting, in a league that loves shooting, he just won't even look at the rim right now. So what does he make? Do things like this in the locker room help or hurt that contract? Because what Dre's done is so unique, and this is what you want to do as a business. In the marketplace, he's made himself a very tough person to go fulfill their shoes. He is going to be very tough for the Warriors to replace Draymond Green down the line. What he does is very unique, and it makes him one of one, and it makes him the perfect fit for what the Warriors are trying to do around Steph Curry. But do you give that max money? Like, will you really pay that max money for that? I am so interested to see where Draymond's head is at in a year's time when contract negotiations likely begin. I'm so interested to see where the Golden State Warriors at in a year's time when contract negotiations begin. Very interesting time in the league. Draymond has full-fledged just taken on that role as the enforcer. And I just don't know what the value is of that. For the Warriors as a team, I actually think it's good that they had a little bit of a squabble. They're the defending champs. They could have very well went into this season, gotten off on a slow footing because they came in out the gate hot last year. Remember, Steph Curry was chasing that three-point record. So they had a reason to play some good ball early in the year last year. But coming off the championship this year, they've got nothing to prove. They know their season starts around April, May, June. They could have easily walked into this season and just kind of like slow-footed it, right? But you got this squabble. It's going to wake everybody up a little bit. Jordan Poole's about to get paid. Klay Thompson's got something to prove. I think it'll just put everybody on their P's and Q's, and obviously they got one of the greatest ever in Steph around there. I think for a team, I think it will help long-term. I don't think Dre's going to get suspended for too long, but I'm interested in this contract because, look, Dre he's got to find balance with what he's doing, right? This is not the 90s. He can't play on the role of Charles Oakley 100%. The league won't allow it, right? The world won't allow it. Social media won't allow it today. But he's trying to be that in 2022. I mean, I'm looking at Draymond, some of the things that I've seen him say recently. He called out one of the developers over there with 2K, Ronnie, because of some comments that he made on Twitter. His podcast, to me, during the season is really good. Out of season, it's a little meh. But in season, it's a really good thing. He's clearly running that business over there with Colin and the volume. I am interested to see where Draymond's head's going to be when it's time to negotiate that contract in a year's time, because clearly he's an important entity, but how important of an entity do the Golden State Warriors value him? I'm out.